Welcome back to the Bears Baseball Network, and what a weekend it was. We had 2 Bears records broken this weekend, and a lot of championships finally getting to play a full weekend, and success on the field came with it. Bernie, 2 records this weekend. Number 1, we have never had a team win 60 games. 15U Dalton crossed that threshold this weekend, and now they get to set what is going to be the future team single-season win total. A fantastic job, 15U Dalton. They were our best team in the summer. They've been one of our best teams in the fall, if not the best team in the fall, and they are going to set that single-season win mark, which is fantastic. The other record we broke this weekend is we've never had 3 different teams get above the 50-win margin. Obviously, Dalton was above 50 wins. 12U Floyd got to that margin this weekend, as did 13U Floyd. So 3 Bears teams get above 50 wins. And I'll tell you what, both 12 and 13U Floyd, if they play well the rest of the season, they could reach 60 wins as well. And 14U Floyd and maybe 18U Floyd could get to 50 wins. That would be absolutely crazy if we had 5 teams potentially get above 50 wins. But never had 3 teams above 50 wins. A record-breaking season for the Bears. Probably, at least, there's a very good chance it's the best Bears season in history. And we look to keep breaking records every single weekend. All right, Bernie, I told you before the show I was going to have a little trivia question for you, okay? 14U Floyd and 15U Dalton have played 19 games combined in September, Bernie. What do you think the combined record is for 14U Floyd and 15U Dalton?
Okay, so I do not clearly remember either of those teams losing a game in September, honestly. So I'm not gonna say 19 0. That's a little over the top here, but say 17-2.
18-0-1. Neither team has lost a game in September. That is absolutely crazy. 18-0-1 between those 2 teams, 14 Floyd and 15 Dalton. They went an entire month without losing a game. 2 teams combined. That is absolutely insanity. 15U Dalton came away with a dominant GMB tournament win, 4-0 on the weekend, outscoring their opponents 35-7. And this pitching staff has been unbelievable for this Dalton squad. Bernie, you go back the last 3 weekends. It is unbelievable, the 3 top pitchers in their staff. Tegan Kryler, Elijah Underwood, Evan Osborne have been absolutely dominant in September. And we'll talk about that a little bit later when we get to our September awards. But it's been unbelievable what those 3 have been able to do at the top of the pitching staff. Back then, Bernie, back at the beginning of the season, we told you this could be the best pitching staff in Bears history. And it's starting to look like that here in the fall. 14U Floyd had a fantastic weekend as well. They went 4-0, won their tournament, and outscored their opponents 53-5. Absolute dominance from this 14U Floyd team. We told you at the beginning of the year this team was going to find its legs, and it certainly has. They've been one of the best teams in the Bears. How about 10U Bell, their second ever tournament as a team here with the Bears? They win their bracket, a fantastic weekend for 10U Bell, and they defeated 10U Bernstein in the championship. How about both of our new youth prep teams getting to the championship in their tournament, and 10U Bell taking the win? 10U Bernstein second place, fantastic job for them. 12U Floyd went 3-1 this weekend and came second. 13U Floyd went 3-1 this weekend and came second as well. A fantastic weekend for the Bears teams. What a weekend. Finally get to play a full weekend, and it was a great one. All right, let's move on to what everybody came here to see. It is our September awards. I do want to mention that be sure to send all your hacks in, because we will have a Hack in Time next week. Obviously, last week we had rain out, so we didn't really have a Hack in Time, and this week we have award show, so we don't have time. So next week we will have Hack in Time. Be sure to send your hacks in. All right. Bernie, let's get things started with our rookie team for the month of September. Let's see it. And you see there, Bernie, a lot of names, a lot of exciting rookies. I will say, when I was putting this together, Bernie, one of the most competitive months of Bears rookies really ever. A fantastic month for our Bears rookies. Bernie, give me a name or 2 that sticks out to you that you want to talk about here.
On this rookie list, I'll go with my boy Phil Lobeck from 12U. He's kind of bounced back and forth a little between Byrne and Floyd, and he's starting a little more playing time on Floyd, and he's been great so far.
I'll tell you what, that boy works really, really hard. Philly Lobeck, he's one of the BBN favorites already, and I think he's going to be a very good player. Got to shout out Evan Little. He's been one of my favorite rookies so far. An absolutely monster month in OPS above 1,400. Andrew Kahlberg, a guy I like a lot, a guy who's been working hard. He had a great month as well. And got to give a quick shout out to Giovanni Palucci. You've heard us talk about Dominic Palucci, one of the biggest prospects in the Bears. Well, his little brother Giovanni joined the Bears this fall, and I think he will soon make his way into that prospect list. Giovanni with an absolutely massive month for a Bear rookie. All right, let's move right along to our Youth September All-Stars. Let's check it out. And you see, Bernie, a lot of names. I'll tell you what, we've got some returners. We've got some guys who are making this list for the first time, especially in the fall. Give me a name or two, Bernie. Who do you want to talk about here?
From this youth list, right?
On this youth list, yeah.
All right. I'm going to go with someone I hyped up at a lot at the start of the year. He kind of did not have a great end of summer,
And you see there, once again, got a lot of returners, got a couple newbies, Bernie. Anybody you want to talk about in particular?
I'm going to go, I think if you roll back into August awards, that I said this guy would make this list because he got left off last month. I think he was snubbed off of it, and that's going to be Vince Dalton from 15U. Vince's type of hitter that he's going to hit a lot of home runs, but he's going to have his setbacks with strikeouts and stuff like that. You cannot keep Vince Dalton quiet, though, for, I think, multiple months, and I think this month he showed us that, and he is right back where he belongs.
Yeah, Vince with a great month. He was 4th in the Bears high schoolers in OPS. First, obviously, among first basemen, and he was a beast this month. He got back to vintage Vince Dalton, and really no complaints from him this month. He was very, very good. Some other guys on this list, Vince Dibiazza, he's a 16U Burnsville guy, a very good month for a second baseman. Fred Smith was a beast this month, 3rd in OPS of all high school players. And Jack Roberts, we've talked about him all season long. He's had a fantastic year. I think he's going to win an MVP someday. He was 2nd in this month in OPS, so a great month for all those guys. And we're going to talk about it when we get to the Cy Young talk, but this month for pitchers at the high school level was unbelievable. We'll get into that very soon. All right, let's move into our individual awards, starting with our Rookie of the Month award. This one, I'll tell you what, it's going to go to Nafri Kabarkis once again. This guy has been our top rookie. He hit another home run this month. He was an absolute beast at the plate. And Nafri with another great month. He is going to be a Bear superstar, and he wins the Rookie of the Month award again. Let's get into our Platinum Glove awards. And Bernie, I'll let you take this one. Starting with our Youth Platinum Glove. A lot of good fielders at the youth. You talk about some of the best infielders. You talk about, Landon Meyer. Andrew Driscoll had a fantastic month in the field. Looking at some outfielders, Aaron Knoll, we talked about his hitting. His defense was great this month. Evan Lancaster has moved to the outfield. His defense has been great. A lot of good fielders at the youth, Bernie. But go ahead, who was our Platinum Glove for this month?
Platinum Glove Award winner from 14U Floyd. It's going to be Eric Latrenia. I know he's a Gold Glove first baseman. I know with the addition of Evan Little, he's kind of moved around a little bit, but he's been great wherever you put him.
Yeah, Eric Latrenia, Honestly, one of the best pickers in the entire Bears organization, probably the best. He is a beast over there. This is his second Platinum Glove of the Month award. And I'll tell you what, when you're looking at these fall awards for the full fall, Eric Latrine is certainly in the conversation for that Platinum Glove. Let's move into our high school Platinum Glove, and this award's always fun. Mac Floyd, obviously always a contender for the way he plays center field. Tegan Kreitler, a beast in the infield. You look at the rest of that Dalton squad. Ty Zazawaita behind the plate is obviously fantastic. Fred Smith in center field for 15U Burnstill, or 6U Burnstill. A lot of really good fielders at the high school level. Bernie, who was our Platinum Glove for our high schoolers here in September?
The Platinum Glove Award winner for high school is going to come from that 15U Dalton squad, and it's going to be Tegan Kreitler. I think the first position you look at when you look at the Platinum Glove Award is a shortstop, and I think he was the best of the shortstops this month.
Yeah, one error all month, a .962 fielding percentage. He was fantastic, and, we're going to talk a lot about these Dalton pitchers. We have already the last couple weeks, but it's hard to be a great pitcher without a great defense out there, especially at shortstop, and Tegan Kreitler is certainly making his pitchers look good. Just making every single play. And not only does Tegan make all the easy plays, he makes some difficult ones as well. He has been fantastic. It seems like so long ago, Bernie, we were talking about Tegan with some defensive error, like several defensive errors in games, and it was like, what is going on? He has been a fantastic defender, really since the first month of the season. What a turnaround for Tegan Kreitler. All right, let's move into our Cy Young Award here, and what a great month it was for Bears pitchers, really up and down, youth and high school. I think the high school Cy Young race was a little bit crazier because the numbers I'm going to read you here in a little bit. It was crazy. But the youth one was pretty sick as well. We had 4 pitchers with an ERA below 210 or 210 and below. Logan Eckert, Lucas Wilburn, Jaden Hyland, and Evan Lancaster all with a 210 ERA or below. Just a fantastic month for our pitchers. And Bernie, it was a competitive one. Who was our youth Cy Young for the month of September?
Youth Cy Young is going to come from the 12U Floyd squad. It's Jaden Hyland. I think it's just a massive part of Jaden is at the 12U level, he gives you 5 or 6 innings every single start. I don't have the stats right in front of me, but I promise you he's probably leading youth pitchers in innings, and there's a probably decent chance to lead him in strikeouts. So he's a pitcher, gets you deep into games, gets a lot of strikeouts, and that's why he's Cy Young.
Yeah, so I do have the stats in front of me, Bernie, and you're 100% correct. Jaden Hyland led all youth pitchers in innings pitched and strikeouts, and he was third in ERA, but he had, I love my FIP. Bernie, his FIP was negative 2.4. He had a negative FIP. That is unbelievable. He had 25 strikeouts to 2 walks. Unbelievable month for Jaden Hyland. His innings and strikeouts certainly make up for him being third in ERA. Lucas Wilburn and Logan Eckert, each with a 1.17 and 0.78 ERA in the month. Those two very close to winning the award. I think there's a lot of months that Logan Eckert or Lucas Wilburn with this pitching month would have won the Cy Young Award, but Jaden Hyland was just a little bit better. A fantastic month for him. And Evan Lancaster, I know we're kind of talking about him as 4th place. He had a great month. 11 strikeouts in 10 innings, 2.1 ERA, 2.13 FIP. He was fantastic this month after a little bit of a rocky August. Great turnaround month for him. All right, Bernie. I've kind of been hyping it up all show. Let's take a look at our high school Cy Youngs, and let's read these numbers. I want everybody watching to think in your head, who would you have given the Cy Young Award to? Because this is the tightest race we've had all season for any award. All right. So the 4 big contenders for this award are Rocky Tucker from 6U Burnstill and Tegan Kreitler, Evan Osborne, and Elijah Underwood from 15U Dalton. Let's start with Elijah Underwood. Elijah with 9 innings, a 1.56 ERA. Evan Osborne with 11 innings, 11 strikeouts, and a 0 ERA. Tegan Kreitler with a 12 2/3 innings, 13 strikeouts to 0 walks, and a 1.11 ERA. And Rocky Tucker with 14.2 innings, 11 strikeouts, and a 0.96 ERA. I just read 4 ERAs, and the highest of them is 1.56. A crazy month for high school pitchers. And Bernie, this is a tight race. Obviously when we're deciding these awards, this was by far the toughest award I've had to make a decision on. I think all 4 of them, any other month, would have won it. So it's a crazy tight race. Bernie, before you even announce who it is, give me your thoughts on these 4 pitchers.
I mean, Tegan was the award winner last month. He had the 0 walks, 13 strikeouts, which makes him look very good. Evan Osborne, of course, has the 0 ERA, which is just unheard of. Elijah Underwood, 1.56. I mean, Rocky had a massive what do you call it, revamped fall, I guess you could call it. He's been great so far. So, I mean, any of these four guys could definitely win it.
Yeah, and Rocky Tucker led them in innings. Rocky Tucker led in innings. Evan Osborne led in ERA. Teagan led in strikeouts. And it could have been anybody. I mean, it really could be anybody here. A super tight race, but Bernie, go ahead and let everybody know. Again, I want you to decide yourself. Who do you think should win it? It was tough. Any four of these guys could have won it for me, but Bernie, go ahead. Let them know. Who is our high school Cy Young Award winner for September?
Cy Young Award winner for high school is going to be from that 15U Dalton squad, and it is Evan Osborne. Literally all I got to say about this, he has 0 ERA, and we just move on.
I mean, how much better can you do than a 0 ERA, 11 strikeouts in 11 innings, a 2.51 FIP? He was unbelievable. Teagan Kreitler, I think, in my opinion, was second place. 13 strikeouts, 0 walks. And then Rocky and Elijah right there. Again, I think any of these four pitchers would have won it in any other month going forward. We haven't had a pitching month like this, much less four of them. An unbelievable month for our pitchers. All right, let's move on to the MVP conversation, starting with the youth. And I'll tell you what, it was a fun youth month. A lot of guys really scrapping for this award. You know, a lot of times in the youth this season, we've had one or two guys scrapping for the award. Obviously, Andrew Willerett's been in it all year long, but a lot of different guys were scrapping for this award. I mean, I think you could have justifiably given it to Brendan Bast, Willerett, Ben Combs had a monster month, Harrison Blebaum, Sully Lydon came out of nowhere and had a fantastic month. Talk about some other guys we talked about earlier, Brody Wilburn, Logan Meyer, each with great months. But Bernie, who was our youth MVP winner for the month of September?
Youth MVP award winner. I think this guy might be just the best player on arguably the best youth team in the Bears. It's going to be Brendan Bast from 12U Floyd. I got much to say. This guy's a straight monster. I know he had a massive month. I know you'll read off the stats for him. And yeah, I just think he might be the best player on possibly the best team in the Bears.
Yeah, a lot of different guys scrapping for this award, but Brendan Bast, number 1 in batting average in all of Youth Bears, 579, and number 1 in OPS, 1759. He was a beast this month, and a MVP award for the month for Brendan Bast. Certainly, I think it's coming down to, Bernie, a 3-horse race for the fall MVP between Bast, Willerett, and Blebaum. Any of them could win it. It's going to be really exciting to see. Obviously, Willerett won it in August. Bast wins it in September. Blebaum has had a great month both months. It could be any of them. We'll see who ends up taking the Youth MVP award. All right, finally we have our High School MVP award. And Bernie, a lot of different guys having a great month. I mentioned Fred Smith, 3rd in OPS on the month. Jack Roberts, 2nd OPS on the month. I didn't mention who was first, Bernie, because the person who was first was the highest OPS by about 300 points almost. He led high school in home runs. Batting average was top 5 in RBI. He had an absolute great month. Bernie, who was our high school MVP?
High school MVP coming from 18U Floyd. It's going to be none other than Mac Floyd. I picked Mac, I think, before the fall to be my MVP of the fall. And not going to lie, he kind of worried me a bit. He did not have a great August. I was very worried. He fell behind the race, I thought. But he seems like he's all the way back now. He had a couple home runs over at Ellisville a couple weeks ago. Or was that last weekend? Recently.
That was past weekend.
Recently. He's had great items on the mound. And, of course, we know how good Mac is in the outfield.
Yeah, Mac Floyd, obviously his goal going into the fall was to be the fall MVP and did not get off to a good start. He had a very weak August, did not even have all-star type hitting numbers in August, much less MVP. Completely bounces back, was, pretty handily the best hitter for our high school age. Again, 300 points up on everybody else in OPS, 100 points up on everybody else in batting average. He was the only high school home run hitter with 2 home runs. A massive month for Mac Floyd on our top 18U team. A great month for him. And this high school MVP race as well, going to be really tight. Obviously, Vince Dalton in the hunt. Jack Roberts, he's had a great month both months. And, of course, Mac Floyd at the top. Who was our MVP? Andrew Bober was for August, right? Bober, a little bit of a slower month. Obviously, we didn't expect him to hit 600 all fall long, but he certainly, with a hot October, could steal this award away as well. It's going to be a fun end of season for these awards, but a great month of Bears baseball. That's going to do it for this episode of the Bears Baseball Network. We've got 3 weekends left of youth, 5 weekends left of high school, and we're going to go down to the wire. So much baseball to watch. Be sure to go out because you're going to miss it all winter long. So be sure to go out and watch some Bears baseball. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Bears Baseball Network, and we'll talk to y'all next week.